Welcome to the regular meeting of the Village of Norridge, Wednesday, April 22nd, 2015. I call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
President Shmurra.
Here.
Clerk Budnick. Trustee Kucharski.
Present.
Trustee Tannhauser.
Here.
Trustee Solomowski.
Here.
Trustee Balaguerrio.
Present.
Trustee Gregorio.
Present.
Trustee Justinino.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. I'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like a motion to approve and adopt the minutes of the regular meeting of April 8, 2015, as presented and published.
So moved, Mr. President.
First motion, Trustee Solomowski.
Second.
Second, Trustee Tannhauser. Vote, please. Vote 6-0. Motion carries. President's report. Yesterday, I met with 8 mayors and Congressman Quigley out in Bensonville. And a few weeks ago, I was with Brian. We also went to Suburban O'Hara Commission, SAC. And I can only tell you the fight with the airport is going to get very, very ugly. And it's going to get ugly because I can see SAC is revving up with their experts. Yesterday, 8 or 9 mayors really talked to Congressman Quigley about the problems. Everybody was very honest. I believe he's now hearing it, and he is very, very frustrated because I don't know if anybody knows the congressman, but being a congressman, he feels that he has a lot of authority, and he feels that he can walk into rooms and go meet with people and get things done. Well, he went to see the FAA. He found out like we do. They don't listen to anybody. Okay? And the FAA basically listens to Chicago, and Chicago has, as I said one time before, they pick up the phone and they call Washington. So now he knows what we've been fighting for the last few years. And his quote at the meeting at the end was, this is going to be a very, very nasty fight. And we all better be prepared for it. But we now are looking at different fronts that we're going to be coming from. We have the Suburban O'Hara Commission, who put out a disc, and they are coming with experts. We have the mayors that met yesterday with Congressman Quigley. We're coming from another area. And unfortunately, our ONCC is losing a lot more respect because anybody who's went to any of the meetings, they let you stand up and bitch, but nothing gets done. Is that correct?
I say nothing.
That's,
yet.
that's really what it is. And
Okay.
they're funded by Chicago, so I think our fight will be on. The weather will be getting better. The windows will be open. The congressman did go around the whole room, talk to each mayor to find out what's been going on in their community. And I don't know if he appreciated my comment or not, but I was as truthful as I could be. I told him that I thought the airplane noise over the last 2 months was down. I think it was because of the election. And he looked at me and said, what do you mean? I said, well, if the wards in Chicago don't get the noise, he might get the votes. And he knew he was in for a fight. And he said, well, kind of looked at us as you kind of believe that. And Brian was there, and a couple of the other mayors say, we believe what Jim's saying. They can shift those flights when they need to. They can do different things. Again, we never asked the airport to close. They're too big, they're too good for our economy. But there are situations and things they can do to make it a lot better for all the suburbs that surround the airport. And I'll probably be coming out with a call, a robocall, and some of the specifics either the next few days or next week. But I will start coming back out with those calls again so we know where we start. We'll also be putting together a committee of residents, 5 or 6 or 7, how many we can, who really want to get involved. We have a lot of knowledgeable residents in the village who do want to get involved, so we can keep getting the message out. It's just not only about this board getting the message out. We can't do any more than what we can do with our residents, and all the mayors together are pretty well locked now, and that's a good thing. So, that being said, I'd like to ask Doug Strumpik to come on up here and talk to us about an event that will be coming up hopefully.
One and pass it
Oh, yeah.
along. We're gonna talk to the board about and something I've always wanted to see the village doing, and kind of put it into play here, is about doing a car show. I'm passing out some bullet points to you on just about the event. We're planning on doing it on May 30th. It will be from 8 to 2, and from 8 to noon will be registration. We talked to Father Lobianco because we felt that the best place to do this would be the Divine Savior parking lot. The front of the parking lot holds roughly 200 spaces, so that could be for all the cars to park. The back of the parking lot could be visitor parking, and also obviously the streets around the area. We reached out to two Norridge residents, and they put us in touch with a company called Full Throttle Car Shows. They would be the ones running the event. They would handle the judging, the registration the day of, positioning of the vehicles, basically all the staffing. Pricing for this, we had said was $405, and that's going to include all the trophies. There's going to be 20 top trophies given for best of show for stock, modified, and future classic cars. When a car does decide to enter, they don't have to pre-register. They'll just show up the day of, and will pay a $15 fee. That will get them into the show. The car company gets all that money. That gets them a dash plaque, prizes during the event. They do some fun things. They have some music. They do a 50-50 raffle with these people. They give them goodie bags for coming, showing things like that. And the additional cost, we said the event wouldn't exceed $1,000. The reason we set that number a little bit higher was just for printing materials, getting some signs. Talked to Commander Disselhorst about having some auxiliary officers there that day to help direct traffic and kind of make sure the event's safe. But this is something, I thought it would be good for the community, and Father Lobianco's on board with giving us the parking lot, so it should work out. But does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
So we have a month to do it, but we'll pull it off.
Okay, Doug, at this point, I'd like to ask Dan Tannhauser, Trustee Tannhauser, and Village Clerk Debbie Buddick to co-chair with you.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll help you with trying to get the PR and out and watching the budget and everything else.
Okay.
So, as we get closer, maybe you can come and give us another update where we're at.
I'm definitely keep them in the loop.
All we have to do is pray for good weather, because if we get good weather, I think it's gonna be a good crowd. So,
Okay.
okay, thank you.
Thanks,
Doug.
Kevin.
Okay, committee reports, finance.
Thank you, Mr. President. In discussion and FYI, on April 6, 2015, the Village of Norridge received a check in the amount of $6,342.79 from the Illinois Convenience and Safety Corps for the 2014 bus shelter operations. And on March 27, 2015, the Village of Norridge received a check in the amount of $29,050 from Illinois Public Risk for the 2015 safety grant. IPRF is the village's workers' compensation carrier. The village has been applying and receiving the safety grant since 2006. And that is all I have in discussion, Mr. President. And under action items,
Hold on one second.
Yes, sir.
Any questions on the 2 points? Okay, okay.
no. Under action, any questions or modifications to my agenda? Hearing none, I'd like to make a motion to accept the finance agenda as presented.
Second.
This motion, Trustee Gregorio, second Trustee Petrowski. Vote please. 6-0, motion carries.
That is all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Trustee Gregorio. Law and Ordinance and Economic Development, Trustee Belligario.
Thank you, Mr. President. Under discussion, I have an item here at 4311 North Harlem Avenue. It's kind of a grocery store type of business, and I think they're gonna convert it into a mattress company. And the mattress people have been in here. It's with their architect, Olivia Architects, and they're fighting us because they don't want to put in a sprinkler system. According to our code and everything, you do need a sprinkler system. What they did is they questioned our authority and our right to put that in the ordinance, and we gave it to B&F Construction Code Services to give us their interpretation of it, which was in favor of us. So what we're doing now is beyond the rest of my committee here, but what we're doing is we're having them send a letter to their architects and then determine what course they will take from there, because they want to fight it.
And that's action item we were talking about. Okay.
And under action items, I have A, B, C, and D. If there aren't any questions as to the content, I'd like to make a motion to have them approved as noted.
Second.
First motion, trustee Felger, second trustee Gelsomino, vote please.
I did.
Who's
Who's not?
Who's ten? That's you?
I'm not fast.
Oh, okay. 6-0, motion carries. Thank you very much.
That's all I had, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, trustee Felger. Police, trustee Kuchowski? Oh, excuse me, water. Dan, I always miss you. I don't know why.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have nothing under discussion and nothing for action.
There's a reason why I can't do it. Police, trustee Kuchowski?
Just in discussion, we have started the negotiations with the police contract, and we have a couple more meetings that are already scheduled. In the action items, there are no questions. I'd like to make a motion to accept A and B.
Second.
First motion, trustee Kuchowski, second motion, trustee Gregorio. Vote please. 6-0, motion carries.
That is all, sir.
Thank you very much. Village properties?
Nothing under discussion, under action items, make a motion to accept A, B, and C.
Second.
First motion, trustee Gelsomino, second trustee Tannhauser. Vote please. 6-0, motion carries. Thank you very much. ONCC reports and village lighting project, trustee Sulan.
Thank you, Mr. President. For discussion, I distributed a recommendation that, along with trustees Gelsomino and Valagario, that as we toured the village this past couple of months, and an issue we had with some of the streets as far as emergency vehicles and snow plowing equipment be able to plow and get through. And we provided some recommendations regarding Crescent Avenue, Windsor Avenue, Coral Avenue, and Carmen Avenue. What I'm asking the rest of the trustees to do, I know Brian Gazer and Don, trustee Falgaro, and myself, and I believe Mr. Gelsomino, trustee Gelsomino went out, and we looked and we talked about these, and we've come up with these recommendations for the streets. I would ask the other trustees that when they have an opportunity within the next week to take a look at these streets, drive down them, and I would like to have their feedback. Our committee would like to have the feedback.
Mr. Solanowski, do we still have to send out to the residents a letter?
I would be reluctant to do that at this point from this standpoint. I don't think we could get everybody in agreement with everything. And I firmly believe that this is an issue regarding health and safety, the welfare of the community with that. Regarding Crescent Avenue, I asked Chief Stenson to go down there and take a look at that as well. He brought out the big ladder truck to go down Crescent Avenue. As he came in off of Lawrence Avenue, he could negotiate it. Now, understand that this was in perfect conditions as well, and there were just happened to be cars on both sides, and he went down, but it was very cautiously and had a little bit of room on each side. I believe the width of the fire truck is approximately 8 feet wide. Our plow trucks, when they come out, when we have the plows on, they're about 10 feet wide with the plow. So if we have cars there, it's just going to be very difficult. And when we have cars on both sides, and during the winter, that expands off of the curb, because we don't get to the curbs as often as you should, and the cars are extended into the right-of-way there. So it's become an issue, and having come to mind with the fire that we just recently had, and it was in winter, and